Family advocates, what's going on with you? How you doing? Hey, I had a consultation and I got to get here to the point with you guys. Listen, if this is something you want to do, if you really want to join the military, okay, first do your research. I keep telling y'all, this is one time in life you have to do your research. If you wanted a job so serious and you went down for the interview, you want to make sure you got your stuff together. Your appearance is definitely important. Okay, not saying you got to go down there in a suit or whatever, depending on what type of job that you're really going to try to, you're reaching for, or whatever the situation may be. But the fact is, your appearance. Not only that, you want to make sure the job that you want is what you're being interviewed for. So now, let's talk about you going down in the process for the military. So if you're going down in the process for the military, the fact is, all right, you got your recruiter. Once you got your recruiter, you're going to be talking to your recruiter. Now, the biggest thing that really is getting me right now, and I want y'all to understand, is you don't have to lie. They always say recruiters lie to you. No, you don't have to lie to them. It gets to the point in the interview, they're going to be asking you questions because that's their job. Their job is to answer all of your questions. And I want you to go in there and make sure that, you answer these questions to the best of your ability. A lot of you going down there and y'all really don't realize that, the military don't really need people. They need people, but they really don't. And you set yourself up for failure because you go down there and take it lightly, thinking like the military just take anybody. That's not a problem. You ever had that situation, you be at home or be at a friend's house or whatever, and you got some type of person that's acting up and acting crazy, and the first thing they say, you know what, I'm going to send you to the army, to the military, somebody who can discipline you and, make you a man or whatever, okay? And they automatically think they can go right down to the army recruiting station and just get in. It's not that easy, people. No, it's not. You really have to take this serious. If you're committed to really do something with yourself and you want to get a career, all right, you have to do your research and you have to go for it. One shot, one kill, Eminem would say. And I really believe that. So you're going down there, you're seeing the recruiter. You're talking to the recruiter going to ask you these questions. All right? They're going to ask you and make sure they want to know that you're qualified, that you're old enough. Once they find out you're old enough and everything, they're going to ask you about your physical conditions. Yes, they want to make sure that you meet the requirements. Some people don't realize that you have to be a certain height and weight to get in the military. They don't realize that at all. And one big thing is this here. Law violations. They're going to ask you about law violations. Now, when it comes to law violations, they're going to make sure that, if you have your driver's license or not, okay? If you ever had any problems so far as been in any accidents, got any tickets or whatever, and they want to know, and I'm telling you right now, okay, if you ever had anything to do with the law criminal-wise, okay? If you ever got caught shoplifting or been around your friends and y'all got stopped by the police, and if you ever did anything wrong where you had to be taken to the police station, they're going to ask you these questions, people. And if you realize, all right, they're going to take your fingerprints. So all these things that, have happened to you, make sure you talk to your recruiter. That's what I'm telling you. You have to build that relationship with that recruiter and let them know everything that's going on. Because a lot of you automatically think that if I tell them this and tell them that, they'll never find out. And I could just slide through the system. People, they've been doing this longer than you. That's their job. That's what they do. So don't think that we get paid just because of how many people that we put in. No, that's not how it is. We're going to get paid regardless because that's the job we have and that's what we have to do. And I'm tired of y'all going down there getting disqualified for little small things that could have been omitted if you would have did your research. That's why I tell a lot of people, and please, right now, like, share, subscribe to my channel, okay? And ring that notification bell. Make sure you do that. Slash that like button because I want you guys to get this information as soon as possible because there's going to be somebody that's going to go down there, like I say again, to try to get into the military and they're going to say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing. And if they would have only been able to just see my video before that happened, they would have known some of the do's and don'ts and don't do. You don't want to lie to your recruiter. And I got to keep hitting that on the head. All right, we talk about when it comes to Smoking marijuana is another big thing, okay? If you happen to smoke some, recreational drugs, if that's what they call it, and you'd be like, I had a situation happen, I got to tell you this, right? Where, me as a recruiter in the past, I'll talk to a applicant and I say, okay, well, let me ask you a question. Say, have you or do you smoke any marijuana? And the first thing they'd be like, say, no, Sarge, I don't do that. Okay, that's not a problem. So then me, myself, by doing it so long and having the knowledge, I follow up with a question. I say, okay, well, just do me this. Just tell me this. When was the last time you smoked a J or whatever it is, or a B now, what you call it? I already say, Sergeant, it's only been 3 weeks ago. I thought you just told me you don't mess with it. You never mess with it. People, that's what we do. It's funny that we have to go through exercises like this with you so we can make sure you're telling us the truth so you won't be wasting your time and our time. Because in a situation like that, we're automatically going to tell you right now, if you qualify with everything else, you will be disqualified for that right now because it's not going to work. You're going to come up positive on that. All right. And then that's going to mess up your opportunity to get you disqualified, where now you got to wait even longer if you be able to qualify, or you're going to get discouraged and decide this is something I want to do. I don't want to do. Okay. Come on, let's do better than that. Let's do better than that. The job. You're going to go down there and you're going to figure out what job. Now, if you went to a corporate business and you went down to apply for a job and everything, you know what job you want. Okay. So that's why you're going to actually be interviewed for that job, just like the military. You know what job you're kind of looking for. It might not be pinpoint on spot, but you know exactly about what you want to do. So when you go and you're talking to that recruiter, you say, well, I really want to do something that has to do with maybe medical, or maybe something that has to do with engineering. All right. And let the recruiter narrow it down for you, because then they get to explain to you, say, well, we got different types of jobs that's in that field. Example, let's say the medical field. Well, I want to get in the medical field. I want to be a doctor or a nurse. Okay. So then we will explain to you exactly saying, okay, it's certain types of process that you have to go through to become a doctor. You can't just go straight in to be a doctor. You can't just go straight in to be a nurse. You can't just go straight in to be an attorney. Okay, we got different things you have to do to process to lead to that. It's like going to college. All right, if you want to go and you want to be a certain, you want some type of certain career. All right, you don't just actually get that career. You have to do a process to get there. All right, in the military, it's the same way. You have a process you have to do. All right. Now, when you're talking to that recruiter, you take a pretest. We already know that. Anybody know if you go in the military, you do have to take a pretest. And most of you know it's called an ASVAB. They're going to probably ask you, and I know they will, is take a pretest. So you will take a pretest at the office. Take a pretest. There's no need to talk about, say, well, Sarge, I really want to wait till I take that pretest. For what? You're down there now. And the reason I'm telling you that, because a lot of y'all fear tests. A lot of y'all don't do good on tests, as you say, you're not a test taker. Oh, we all heard it all, trust me. But you want to go ahead and take that test anyway, because that test don't count. Only thing that test is doing is giving us a chance to assess exactly where you stand if you was to take the big test. That's what that is. So you want to get that and knock that out the way. Then after that, they'll let you know, say, okay, if you want to go a step farther and you want to continue, what we do then is we make sure that you get physically fit. So then they go ahead and process you and take you to MEPS. Once you go to MEPS, Military Entrance Processing Station, and yes, in my prior videos, I explained some of this, but I really want to hit hard on this because I figure out when I do some of my consultations is that a lot of people get disqualified because they lying. There's no need, because they got this program now, and I'll go over there with you in a second, but they got a program when it comes to the physical part of getting involved in the military called Genesis. And what Genesis does is basically go ahead and they will actually get your information when the recruiter submitted, all right, for you to go take your physical. They get that information, put it in the computer, and it pops up. And what pops up is everything that happened to you from the time you was born to the present time. Now, I want you to understand this, though. It's going to be things that happened to you when you was growing up that you might not remember. Your parents never even told you about. You sprain your ankle or something, or you was breathing heavy one day and they took you and want to figure out and make sure that you didn't have asthma or something to that effect. Okay, so when that information come back, you didn't know anything about it. So the recruiter would then ask you about those things. Okay, but don't go down there, and I don't want you putting down every little thing that you can think about, saying, well, I had, a hangnail, or my finger got bent back and it got sprung, and, little small things like that. Now, the recruiter is going to let you know. They're going to let you know if it's a problem. That's why you have to tell them, reveal all the information to them, because they've been doing it for a while. We know exactly, if something like that is going to be a challenge, if it's going to be a problem down the line. So we'll let you know and say, okay, we probably have to get more information on that. But if you don't let us know and be honest with us, guess what's going to happen? You're going to go down there, and they have a lot of questions. And the questions that they ask you, when you write the questions down, you might answer yes or no. And if you answer yes to any of them, you didn't tell the recruiter. And by you not telling the recruiter, that making us look bad and making us look like we tried to stop you guys from revealing that information. This is why we get this bad myth about recruiters tell you to lie. That's not what we do. We're here to help you. That is our job, to help you. But if you don't be straight up with us and tell us what's going on, we just can't do it. And it's going to pop back. I want you to go get this process done the first time. We don't need to go back. Remember when you took a test in school? When you took that test in school, you want to make sure you take it the first time and you pass it and do well. You didn't want to have to flunk the test and then turn around and retake it again, because now what is that doing? That's putting more pressure on you and scaring you a little bit more. And now you got to do what? Now you're studying more, and then you got to seriously make sure that you're going for the gusto. So we only here to help you. All right, finding out what job you want. Let us go ahead and trigger down exactly to the point something that you're willing to do. So when you're taking this test, the ASVAB, that's going to give us an overall picture of what jobs you qualify for us. Then we can give you these different types of choices that you can do to let you know what jobs that you have. And when I talk about wasting time, people, if you're going to be committed, all right, and you go through this process, make sure that you're serious, because you find a job that you qualify for and you want to do, that recruiter responsibility and sense of urgency is making sure they lock that job in for you, so you can go ahead and continue the process and get that job and enlist. That's what we do. So I definitely have to hit this on the head, because it's too many of you all going down there and you taking the test, you're doing that well, and you're giving the information to the recruiter. The recruiter is asking you these questions, making sure that you be straight up with them. And then they submit the information. It comes back. They'll let you know if they need any additional information or not. And if they don't, they send you to MEPS. You go to MEPS, and guess what? They have all these questions, and you answer the questions. And they're not the same questions that jive with the questions that you told the recruiter. So what's going to happen? They're going to kick it back. And you possibly can get disqualified permanently. And you don't want that to happen, because you got that opportunity to go down there, get exactly what you want, but you wasn't straight up with your recruiter. Be straight up, people. Be straight up. And like I say, man, I got consultations below, consultations, 15 minutes. Give me a call. Give me a call. Let's sit down and I'll get straight to the point, let you know exactly what you need to do, what you need to make happen to get to this process fast and quick. All right? But you got to be able to work with us. You got to work with us. And that's what you're not doing. Take this so serious. All right? Right now, it is really challenging even finding jobs out here. So being able to go through our program, getting qualified, I am specialized, retired as an Army National Guard recruiter, but I was also in the Army too as well. So I do have all the information that I can give you to the best of my ability. And if I don't, I do know recruiters right now who work very hard and have passion to get you involved. Okay, I'm talking about. I got a really good friend I know down in New York, and he is so serious about helping people get in. I got people in Ohio. I got people in Hawaii, people in Alaska. People, I've been around, I've done what I have to do. So I want to make sure that you get the help that you want. All right. So if you have any questions whatsoever, please down below, okay, not only put in the comment, but ask your questions. Tell me, what would you do if you was in our shoes? Would you make sure that you be committed and go all the way to make sure that you get through this program and get what you want? To let you know that you have opportunities out there to be able to pay back some of the student loans that some of you guys and girls are in college? Wouldn't you like that if you can get a bonus? Wouldn't you like if you had a chance to be able to go a certain place? All right, tell me below. Seriously, ask me those questions. Let me know what you like to do. Okay, because I'm here to really help you. All right, like I tell you, it's not hard. Okay, but right now it's so critical for you to make the choice of doing something with your life. I had the best career in the world. All right, it wasn't all cherries, but what is? All right, but this program right now will do wonders for you. All right, and you will be able to give back, not only help people and teach you that leadership. And like I said in my private videos, that I done it because my parents was my why. You got to have a why you really want to do this. Okay, don't nobody know your why but you. So when you have that why, I guarantee that why is gonna put you on fire to make sure that you make it to your next goal. People, I'm here for you. Okay, that's not a problem, but I have to get on here and let you know. All right, get that serious relationship and get committed with your recruiter. You don't have to lie to them. Okay, and they're not gonna lie to you. They say that all the time because they really don't have to pressure you at all to get in. It is so many people, all right, that's trying to fight to get involved in our program. So it's just like anything else. You go to that job, all right, for an interview, it's other people doing what? They're competing. So now you compete for yourself. This is your life. This is your life. So you want to go do the best that you can, do and be the best that you can be to be able to get what you want in life. All right. So thanks a lot again. Please go ahead, like, share, subscribe to my channel. All right. And hit that notification bell because I want you to be able to get all these videos again. All right. When I put them out there. I love what I do. I love that. This is great. YouTube giving me the opportunity, just like I was when I was active in the military, especially being a recruiter. Now I get a chance to get involved where I can spread the word out to many of you out there if this is something you choose to do. All right. So you make sure you do your research, do what you have to do, be committed, get that recruiter that want to work with you, make sure you get that commitment from them, and I guarantee it'll work out for you. All right. All right. Remember, I'm your recruiter first. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell. And like I said again, ask me a question. I really want to know. You guys and girls have a great and wonderful weekend. I'll talk to you later. This is Sergeant First Class Cross, retired, signing out. Don't lie.